Hello everyone, I'm Niloofar. I am at the moment, I was a cabin crew from 1974 right until 2012, that is approximately 38 years and 5 months. And because aviation means so much to me, I thought that the best thing I could do for society was to impart my knowledge, my experiences to all the young boys and girls who want to get into this industry.
Hi everyone, my name is Shruti. It's been a year with Indigo and I feel so blessed to be a part of it. I always wanted to be into aviation industry because I have seen many people, including my parents saying you have to be an engineer or a doctor, but I know what I wanted to be. Always wanted to be in aviation industry. So here I am today.
Shruti, what do you think of this girl power thing that is going on, especially with Indigo, because they are promoting a lot of girl power. They are making sure that they take a lot of girls and young girls and women into the cockpit, and of course as cabin crew, because they are one of the airlines that do not have male cabin crew.
Sure. So the thing with the girl power is it was introduced right after the Nirbhaya case that happened, and the thing it is in black is because it says that we support women and we do not promote any harassment against them, and they say that it is so important for us to have that knowledge.
And how did you get into this thought, or how did the idea come into your mind that you wanted to become a cabin crew?
Okay, it might sound very silly, but yeah, whenever my dad used to take me for plane spotting, I used to see all the girls walking in a uniform. I used to always ask my dad, why are they wearing those uniforms? They look very cute and all. Then my dad used to say, oh, they are cabin crew. They are captains of the pilots. Or I used to only look at the cabin crew that time. It was like how fascinating they were, the glamorous life and all, the way they used to walk with those bags and all. I used to really love that, and since that day I always wanted to be a cabin crew. I knew what I wanted to be, and I started researching about it, and here I am.
How tough was your interview? I mean, how did you crack your interview? I know interviews are very different now from the time when I joined. So let the younger girls know, is it difficult to crack an interview? Is it easy to crack an interview today?
It is not at all difficult to crack an interview. It just, you need to stand out in a full room of a crowd. There will be thousands of people and they'll select only 3 or 4 girls. And you need to stand out and you need to make sure that you are,
above the rest.
Yeah, above the best. You're the best in that. You have to carry yourself that good. The grooming, the poise, everything should be top notch.
Talking about cabin crew lifestyle, I know it is very different now than when it was during our time. I know flying is a little hard now. You fly more than what we used to. So let's talk about the lifestyle of a cabin crew.
Certainly, everyone knows that it is a glamorous life and all. Even I used to think it's a glamorous life, but the reality is really different. You operate 4 sectors in a day, 4 long sectors, all, along with the passenger complaints, sitting on your head, all shouting and all. But at the end of the day, it's the best feeling that you get. When you reach your home, there are also many people, there are good people so you meet too. There's not only the bad people you meet, there are good people. So you learn many things from them. Or there are elderly people, even if you help them with the bag, they'll go, bless you, and that's the feeling. We love it.
The early morning flights, the late night flights, because I used to find it very difficult to wake up, for all of those. So, I mean, has it got better now, or?
It's still the same.
I can imagine.
I know it is difficult for us, waking at 2 a.m., at 1 a.m. and to get up, to put on that makeup and then get ready, sit in a cab, and for a flight, for a departure at a specific time, you have to get up 3-4 hours earlier, you have to get ready, you have to leave for it. And you're always sleepy, but you have to make sure that you're not sleepy in the aircraft because you have to look after all this 100 to 100 passengers, make sure, like, what if we sleep and something happens to that passenger? So we have to vigilant 24/7, looking at the passengers, making sure that they are comfortable. Even though they are sleeping in the cabin, we can hear noises, but still we cannot sleep. So it is kind of difficult, but we have to do it. There's no other way.
Yes. Once you start on a flight, you have to, be a team, and your team normally is the rest of the cabin crew, but you also have the cockpit. So how do you work with them? I mean, what kind of coordination is expected from you, with the pilots and the rest of your crew?
Okay, so before every flight, we have a joint briefing with the captains, and they tell us how it's gonna be, whether it's gonna be a turbulent or not, weather-wise, everything, and they make sure that we are comfortable. They make sure that when we are doing our service, they do not disturb us or anything, and even we make sure that whenever we get time, that we serve them. And the thing is that the coordination needs to be there, because what if there's a turbulence and we don't know, because you cannot do everything on your own. Even if you try to, you might stuck at some place, but there will be always a crew who might know better than you, who might be able to get you out of that situation. What if something happens to a passenger, he felt unconscious or something? You cannot give CPR on your own. You need your crew members to help you support with the equipment, inform the pilots, page for doctor, everything. So teamwork really plays an important role over here.
So Shruti, let's get into this little conversation and figure out what is the difference of what cabin crew used to do when I was a cabin crew and what you used to do, okay?
Sure.
So number one, I will tell you, the main thing is that when I started flying, we used to get a lot of breaks, all right? It's not like how you guys do now, because if I went on a flight, I would go somewhere and I would maybe fly for 6-7 hours, go somewhere and get a break for maybe even 2 days.
Okay.
Which is something I don't think you guys do. So how does it work for you all now?
Okay, so what we do is we do one sectors, passengers deplane, cleaning is done, and we board the next passengers. So there's no break. Sometimes we don't even get time to have our meals, but that's how it is, no breaks for sure.
Yeah, okay. Of course, as far as angry passengers go, we used to have them there also, and I'm sure we have them now. And I still remember how often it used to be when a passenger would walk up the steps, we didn't have jetties then, and immediately they would come in and just blast us, that the airline is always like this, the airline is always like that. I mean, I know I'm not the person who did anything wrong, but I still had to stand there and smile and say, I'm so sorry, sir, I will see to it that I sort it out. It's the same thing going on now.
Same thing happens with us too. There will be always one passenger in the whole
Absolutely.
flight. There will be always one passenger who will come up and say everything bad about the airline. But you need to make sure that they are not saying it to you. They are saying
Exactly.
it to airline. So never take anything upon you, and always keep in mind that your uniform is insult proof. This is what we have been taught, that do not take anything to your heart. You're wearing that uniform, you know everything they are saying to the company, because you are the brand ambassador of the company, you are the representative, you show the company to them. So you never take anything to your heart. Whatever happens, handle with care, handle with smile, and the passenger will be okay by the end of the day.
Absolutely. Have you ever flown any celebrities?
I have
Especially
flown.
someone you are very, very fond of?
Yeah, sure. So once we had Hema Malini
Oh,
on
wow.
board,
Yeah.
and the thing was, it was full flight. So unfortunately, she didn't get first seat. So she had to sit on overwing. And the thing, sitting in middle of all passengers, it was kind of difficult. The time she walked into the cabin, everyone was there on with their mobile phones, hi. And the thing is, we need to understand, even they have their personal space. We need to, they have their privacy. We need to, respect that all passengers, they need pictures, autographs from them. But we always need to make sure that, even they are here, even they must be tired, they must be having a rough day. And we always made sure that, we gave them all that comfort. We made sure that, okay, we told the passenger, okay, no photographs and all. And even though we like it, even though we wanted deep down the photographs, but still, you know, we have to, like, you know, keep ourselves in control. Okay, no, even they have their privacy and all, we need to respect that. And it was always lovely to have, so we used to write cute notes for them, you know, and make a tray full of goodies and all. So they used to be really happy with them.
Very nice. Thank you, Shruti. It was wonderful talking to you. And you really have brought back all old memories, you know. Today, given a uniform, honestly, I would get back and become a cabin crew all over again.
Thanks to you, I learned a lot about the old days that you flew into, and also, yes, we had a really good time, and it was such a, you know, good to have a senior to talk to.
Thank you. Just calling me a senior only is very sweet.
to you know, talk to look up to. You know, we never had this chance to talk to
Yes.
anyone, but being in Speedjet, we really had a good time to talk to you, and knowing all the things that you did in your past times and all the things that we do. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, everyone.